Friends, if there's one thing I like, it's flipping furniture. If there's one thing I love, it's faux bamboo. So lucky for me, today we are flipping my dream faux bamboo nightstands. Folks, welcome back to Laugh Cry DIY. I am your host, Katie, and today we are tackling a good old-fashioned furniture flip. Now, I have been looking for a dream pair of nightstands for days, weeks, months, millennia at this point. And I'm happy to say that the Facebook Marketplace gods finally answered my prayers. Are you ready? Please say hello to the twins, Tia and Tamara. These girls are beauty, they are hefty, they are sizable, they are exactly what I wanted because they are very large, they have 2 drawers, they have a closed bottom as opposed to open legs that gets dust underneath them. And most importantly, they have the beloved faux bamboo detailing I love. Even the hardware is faux bamboo. So functionally, they are perfect. However, as you can see, through wear and tear, they are a little busted. We have damage across the tops. They have quite a bit of chipping on both sides. And all around, they generally show quite a few years of use. So in general, they're just showing their age and they are ready for a makeover. Now, I did search for a maker's mark on these. I didn't see any. We do have some damage along the sides. We've lost a little veneer here and there. And although I can presume these are vintage, I cannot find an exact dupe for them. So I know that they are not like pristine mid-century designer. And therefore, I do feel comfortable doing something that is kind of scandalous, but kind of sexy. And that is painting them. For the record, it has always been my dream to have candy-colored, lacquered, faux bamboo furniture. However, the room that these are gonna go in does not need a candy-colored, lacquered faux bamboo piece. So in the interim, we are going to paint these a very sexy, very simple, high gloss black. And I'm gonna do something to pop out the details a little more and show off some of this gorgeous faux bamboo. So that all sounds fun. However, we do have a moment of hell, and that is the fact that there are so many curves and grooves on this that we do have to sand it down enough so that any paint I put on will stick. And that is going to be awful. All right, so to start, we're gonna focus on just the shells. Then we will deal with the interior, which is gonna be much more detailed, but I have some helpful hacks for that. And normally my first step would be to clean these down with a rag, soap and water, everything. But the truth is, I already did that. But I'm gonna start with a 100 grit sandpaper. This is because there's so much unevenness on the top here and I feel quite a bit of texture. So I'm gonna try to see if the 100 grit can get that off pretty quickly and smoothly without going through the veneer. And then we'll follow with a 220 just to smooth it out just on these sides. Glasses, respirator. All right, let's see how this goes. All right, now we do need to go in to sand these inner parts as well as the drawers. And obviously those have a lot of detail. And you can't use the orbital sander because it's gonna grind everything flat and go through the veneer and make you ruin the design and stuff. So what we really wanna do is just like lightly scuff and just get a little bit of that shine down so that the paint that I use actually sticks to that, including into those little details. So here are some ways that I'm going to do that without having to fully sand. Number 1, little wire brush. Ooh. Secondly, 220 sandpaper, which I can also go in to scuff up. Or lastly, I have this little fine Scotch-Brite sanding pad. It's kind of like a really, really rough sponge. And just cutting off a little piece of that, we can also go in and get that much more dull. Hopefully you can see here, you see that shine from the finish. But after doing the little wire brush and then going in with that fine grain, you can see how that shine comes down and it's nice and matte. So don't mind me, I'll just be sanding for the next 10, 15, 20 years. All right, time to switch to our 220 ASMR. You guys ready for the most satisfying part? All right, I'm gonna wipe these all down one more time. The guy at the hardware store did recommend wiping anything down like this with isopropyl alcohol. So, pro tip, I'm gonna see if I have any. All right, drawer time. Okay, I am really excited about this hardware. I'm gonna show you again just how pretty this is. We will be restoring this and you can see the beautiful brass right underneath. But first we gotta get that hardware out. All right, and some of this is kind of gross underneath, so let's wipe that down. All right, let's continue rage sanding. I will say these pads are amazing. You can fit the contours so precisely and like just with your hand. So shout out to this fine paper, sandpaper, steel wool kind of stuff, you know? Ugh. Now, before I do a final pass at everything and a final wipe down, I am going to tape off some of these edges to hide when we spray paint. That way it's just a cleaner line, and when you pull it out, it just looks a little bit prettier. Oh, somebody wanna help? Thank you. Again, really not that exciting, but you know. Okay, moving on. Okay, we're just about ready to paint, but I am gonna lie these guys flat on their back and to give them a little bit of lift so that none of the paint or drop cloth like stick to each other at the bottom, I'm just gonna add some little tiles right underneath. These just bring it up like the littlest bit just so that you get a little gap and you don't ruin your project at the base. All right, and we're gonna go in with a simple gloss black spray paint. This has paint and primer in it, so it should be good to go. I just have to make sure to not mess it up. Test. Okay, good. Let's go. Now to make sure this goes on as cleanly as possible, I'm doing light strokes all in the same direction, slightly overlapping. This way, with a lot of those light little strokes, it fills in really beautifully and cleanly over time. That's the best way to ensure even coverage without any drips. And now, while paint dries, we need to restore the hardware. So we're gonna use a little bit of science and elbow grease to do this. Step 1, put it in a pot. Step 2, we are putting in equal parts of vinegar and water. Step 3, boil. We're gonna give that 15 minutes. All right, it's been 15 minutes. Let's see, pop that in the sink. And now it's time to scrub these babies down with some Barkeeper's Friend. All right, that was a lot of scrubbing, but worth it because, oh, they look so beautiful. Okay, time to get them back on. All right, guys, these are dry. They are painted. They are looking pretty good. However, we do need to do some final things. Specifically, we need to pull out the detail in the faux bamboo trim that goes just around the drawers. And because I want to do a kind of chinoiserie moment, we are going to do just the bamboo in a gold trim. So as you can see here, we got some beautiful detail. It's this simple line that goes right around. And because I want to highlight that and only that, I'm going to use a little bit of masking tape to tape off just that trim. All right, we are all nice and taped off. And now we are going in with my favorite gilding wax. I will link this below. This is my fave, and a little Q-tip. And I'm just gonna go ahead and do this whole thing with my fingertip just so that I can control the application and the coverage. And you can see it goes on really simply and easily. And what's great is this dries practically instantly, so there's really no wait time. Tape time. Woo, look at that. Looks so pretty. All right, folks, we are done. We are beautiful, we are glossy, and we are ready for your final reveal. Oh baby, look at this drama. Look at this glamour. Look at this chic chinoiserie essence. I am very excited for you guys to see where these are going. You will find out soon enough. But until then, if you guys are new to the channel, feel free to sign up for my newsletter below. It's a free little newsletter. I send out a monthly roundup of fun little DIYs, inspiration, stuff like that, if you are a creative DIYer who likes things like this. In the meantime, I will also link my furniture flips playlist below if you want to see me tackle more projects. But until next time, honestly, I think I'm just gonna go take a shower because I feel gross. Okay, bye.